Hey, today we're talking about social anxiety because if you didn't know, now you do. What is social anxiety? Well, let's break down what anxiety is. Anxiety is, let's say that it's that feeling, that experience that you feel when there is that uneasiness, that worry that happens inside of you when there is an unpredictable outcome in a situation that you're involved in. Right? So then if we talk about social anxiety, we add a social aspect to it, right? So it's interacting in a social setting that brings up all that worriness and all those fears in an unpredicted outcome that's yet to happen. The majority of us experience social anxiety when we are, presenting to an investor, or let's say when you're leading a team meeting, even when you're speaking up with your own team, maybe your own coworkers, your employees, your peers, you're constantly worrying about making a fool of yourself. You're constantly worrying about, am I doing it right? Am I saying it right? That's what we're going to talk about today. So there's three components to feeling social anxiety. The first one is physical. So there's an actual physical reaction your body starts to create. And so for some people, it could be sweaty palms. For others, it could be an elevated heart rate. For some people, it's like they feel heat all over the body, and it starts from the top and it goes all the way, trickles down to their toes. So there's the actual physical aspect to social anxiety. The second part is the cognitive part. And this is where you get trapped in some repeat phrase, which is, they're going to think I'm stupid. They're going to think I'm not smart enough. People are going to laugh at me. There's something overwhelming about the experience that you're in, and you're predicting a negative outcome. And so this is the thought that is stuck in overwhelm and on repeat. Okay, that's the cognitive part. The third component is the actual behavior. There's a behavior, there's an action that you take or that you don't take when you are immersed in this social anxiety fear, right? And so for some of you, it might be avoiding eye contact. For some of you, it might be, avoiding responding to an email. There's a behavior that you take or that you don't take. For some of you, it's walking really fast past somebody that you don't want to talk to, right? And so the reason you want to take a look at what these three components are is because you want to start recognizing when you're experiencing social anxiety. Why? So you can start to do something about it. My name is Nando Rodriguez. I'm a breakthrough coach, and I work with female entrepreneurs who experience imposter syndrome and that whole world of self-sabotage. I'm talking perfectionism, procrastination, overwhelm, burnout, all of that, controlling. You know what I'm talking about, ladies, right? So how do we start dealing with social anxiety or the experience of it when you're in it, right? Here's the thing. You might not be able to. So what I'm going to give you is a practice to start practicing in order to become aware of when you're experiencing it. I know I threw a lot of words at you, but you're going to have to think of a situation where you experience social anxiety, and then you're going to have to plug it into this formula, okay? The first thing that there is to do is start to recognize when you're experiencing it. That's why you have those three components to take a look at, right? Are you feeling the sensations? Are you aware of what that repeat phrase is in your head? They think I'm stupid, or they're going to fire me, they're going to laugh at me. And then the third one is, to be aware of the actions you're taking or that you're not taking. That's the first thing to do. So that's step one, is to notice when you're experiencing the social anxiety. Number two, we're going to play the and then what game. All right. That thought that you get trapped in, what if they laugh at me? They're going to fire me. What if they think I'm stupid? What if I don't get the money? Okay. We're going to plug the scenario, the worst case scenario in, and play the and then what game. Okay. So let's say you're presenting and you mess up the line, or you say something that you shouldn't have said. Okay. And then what? So then you think, okay, well, they laugh at me. All right. And then what? Well, they think I'm not the expert. Okay, and then what? Well, they won't give me the money. Okay, and then what? Well, then I won't get funded. Okay, and then what? Well, my team will be disappointed. Okay, and then what? Well, we scratch those people off the list and we move on to the second one. Okay, and then what? Well, and then we repeat and do this over again. Okay, and then what? You see what I'm saying? So what you're doing is you're actually putting the worst case scenario out there. Why? What you're doing is you're desensitizing yourself. We always think that the worst case scenario will happen, but we never follow it through. What is the worst thing that could happen, right? And when you actually write it all down, you're able to see how significant, how severe we make things, right? How dramatic we can be. We're going to pull the drama back, right? And that the only way to do that is by doing the and then what exercise. Okay? The third thing I want you to do is I want you to connect to your humanity. Guess what? You're having a human experience. So you said the wrong thing. So you said the thing that maybe you shouldn't have said, right? In a room full of investors, or you quoted the wrong quote, or you didn't have the right number. Guess what? You're human having a human experience. And guess what? So is everybody else in the room. What you're so busy focusing on is getting it right. And you're not allowing your humanity to connect to their humanity. They're probably experiencing the same thing. And that's going to give you access to, creating something even bigger on a bigger scale with the people that you surround yourself with. So connect with your humanity. Don't be afraid to always be perfect. Don't be afraid to show those flaws off. That's what we connect with, human to human. The fourth thing to keep in mind is embrace the fear. The only way to get through it is to go through it. That's it. No big speech on this one. Just embrace the fear and don't let it stop you. Number 5, you're not alone. You're not the only one going through this. And what you've done is that you've set an expectation, a super high expectation of yourself. Basically, what that tells me is that you judge yourself highly, right? And so if you judge yourself highly, you judge others highly as well. So let that go. You are not alone. You're not the only one who goes through this. And that's going to allow you to take a breath and actually have some fun with this. Okay. When you figure out that you're not alone, you're not the only one that experiences these high levels of social anxiety, fear of getting it wrong, or fear of sounding dumb, or whatever it is, you really get to embrace the situation and be in the present. And that literally is what's going to set you apart as an entrepreneur, as an employee, as a colleague, as a peer. Those are my tips on managing social anxiety. And social anxiety does live inside the world of imposter syndrome and that whole subset of self-sabotaging patterns. And if you're interested in really conquering that and disappearing the imposter syndrome and those voices that say, are you good enough? You don't deserve this. Are you worthy of success? If you want to get rid of all of that, consider inquiring about the Bold Boss Academy. It's a 12-week online course that I coach live with women who are super powerful, that run their own businesses, but you know what? They get stuck in overwhelm. They get stuck in controlling. They get stuck in self-sabotage, being perfectionist, all of that. If you want to smash it, take it all away, get your career, get your business to that next level, consider the Bold Boss Academy. And until next time, my name is Nando. I'm a breakthrough coach, and I'm here to make your life sexier. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and leave me a comment. Listen, I worked so hard on it. Leave me a comment. What do you think? Did you relate to something? Did you not relate to something? What topic do you want me to talk about next? Let me know.